And sometimes women take a position that a brother don't like strong women. But it's not that a man don't want a strong woman, because he does. He want a woman to be able to hold him down. He want a woman that he can trust when he's absent. He want a woman that he knows is going to be able to sustain everything that they build together. So, of course, he doesn't want a woman that he feels he has to go behind all the time and check up on, and you know, and so on and so forth. And that's what a weak woman would be like, in my mind, is someone that you have to constantly go behind. And so, of course, a king don't want that kind of woman. You might find like a pimp, a boy, or a nigga, I would say, you know, because my idea of a nigga isn't black people. So, anyway, a king doesn't want a weak woman. He wants a strong woman. He wants a woman that's being her best, you know, doing her thing. She's going out, being productive, just getting it. She's doing all the stuff that she wants to do, but at the same time, she doesn't put herself in a position where it threatens who she is as also this feminine, nurturing, loving woman. And some job, some obligation, if you put her in that job, for her to be able to carry out that job in the best manner, she has to become masculine in her thinking, in her mentality. What I mean, I'm saying she has to become aggressive. She has to become like I want to say controlling, demanding, even sometimes a bit unmerciful in the way that she deals with certain things. Her tone become monotone. She's no longer has the soft voice. And you hear when times sisters getting in and out of that voice, where when they're being loving, they're dealing with the loved ones, they have this love talk, but when they start shifting business, you hear a monotone voice kick in. Well, I'm saying sometimes a woman can exercise that in good balance, sometimes. But I think it really threatens that, and when she finds out that certain things that she even does and had to do as the result of circumstances and so on has threatened this other side of her that she loves so much, this feminine side of her that she loves so much, when she finds the things that threaten it, she has to become aware of those things, so that when she does come across her king or her god, that she doesn't exercise those same characteristics with him. Because one thing about a masculine energy is that they're not going to harmonize like that. They're not going to synchronize. They're not going to have that type of chemistry. And so even if you think about individuals who take on, you know, individuals of the same sex who try to be with each other, right? Even one of them have to take on a feminine versus a masculine way of thinking and energy, in a sense, you know. Now, I don't know how well they can do that, but I'm just saying one of the two have to be the opposite, because two of the same can operate in harmony. So when you have a man, a strong, a king, he's standing firm in his position, in his role. When you have that kind of man, he's not going to be okay with a woman that's also out of her lane and all in his lane. You know, you want to be the leader. You want to make the decision. You want to, you want to be the one with the final say. You want to be, and that's not the way, at least from my position, that's not the way God created it to be. And when you find a king that is firmly in his position, when you talk about we're all the good black men, you have to also look at yourself and see how are you acting, how are you carrying out, how are you, what kind of thinking do you have? And, if you was I've met women who said they was raised amongst nothing but women, a lineage of women. And you have to understand with that, comes definitely some imbalance. Because a woman is teaching her daughter how to survive in the world that she's had to survive in. And she's teaching her how to survive in the way that she had to survive. And so you have to understand that in this man's world, it was never, by my understanding, by my knowledge, it was never meant for women to have to go out and toil the earth. And that was a command that God gave men. He had to go toil the earth. So he was created and made with a certain design to carry out his obligation. So the woman, that was never her obligation. So when she does have to go out there and do it, she has to tilt the way she's been created. She has to exercise like in a state of imbalance to be able to make that work. And while it may seem normal, while it may seem sane, While it may seem healthy, it's not. It's just that we've lived in a certain condition for so long to where you existed in mud long enough, you'll think that's the way you're supposed to be.